Anthropic is the AI safety company that can't stop publishing its own secrets. In the latest installment, they just leaked their own entire source code because someone forgot to remove a debugging file before hitting publish. That's at least one AI-related layoff for that employee today. 500,000 lines of code, 1,900 files, all exposed that weren't supposed to be. 41,000 people saved their own copy before Anthropic could take it down. You can't unpublish something that 41,000 people already downloaded. That's like trying to delete a tweet that people screenshotted already. I haven't done that, so don't try to find it. This is the second leak in a week because last Thursday, they accidentally revealed a new model called Mythos that their own internal blog post says poses unprecedented cybersecurity risks, which should be fun. So here's what happened, and here's what we actually found in the code. So a routine update to Claude Code shipped with a file that was never supposed to be public. It pointed to a zip archive on Anthropic's own cloud server containing the full source code. A security researcher spotted it at 4 a.m. What he was doing, we don't know. And that's why you should always be on the internet. He posted on X, and by the time Silicon Valley was pouring protein coffee, tens of thousands of developers had downloaded everything and backed it up on GitHub. Anthropic's response was that this was human error and not a security breach. Underhanded marketing tactic to show that we really should replace all humans. This is technically correct. Nobody hacked them. They published it themselves. I'm not sure which is worse. So what's inside? One feature that they found is called Kairos, which is ancient Greek for at the right time, because tech bros love ancient Greek. It turns Claude into a background process that keeps working while you're away from your computer. It does something called auto dream, where it consolidates its own memories and converts vague notes into hard facts while you're idle. It dreams about you. Kind of sweet. It's fully built. It's not released yet. Hidden behind a switch that keeps it turned off until they're ready. And then there's a file literally called undercover that strips all traces of Anthropic's involvement when Claude Code is used in public projects. This means that code written by AI at Anthropic will show zero indication that AI wrote it. This is why you paid for that software engineering degree. They built a stealth mode for their own contributions. It's an interesting choice. Kernel model names include Capybara, which is Claude 4.6. Fennec is Opus 4.6. Numbat is still in testing. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. But here's a slightly concerning detail. Capybara's latest version has a 29% rate of making false claims. That's like drunk uncle percentage. And it's up from 16.7 in the earliest version, in the earlier version. The model is getting more confident and less accurate. So definitely drunk uncle. They built what they call an assertiveness counterweight, which is to stop it from being too aggressive. They gave the AI a personality throttle to stop it from being a jerk. Their own safety research shows that in testing, Claude tries to undermine its own systems about 12% of the time. That's also in the code. This is, I guess, one way to reverse their reputation for being the oversensitive, like lib-pansy AI lab, but definitely work in progress. This all comes days after the first leak, which is when Fortune found 3,000 files that were accidentally left on a public server, including a draft blog post about an upcoming model named Mythos. The post describes a model that represents a step change in capabilities and poses what Anthropic itself calls unprecedented cybersecurity risks. They accidentally told the world their next model scares them, and then they accidentally published the blueprints for their most profitable product in the same week. Either this is some sort of a pre-IPO reverse psychology or some plants from OpenAI going rogue in the code base. People on X are wondering if someone inside is doing this on purpose. Probably not. Doesn't really pay off in terms of the stock options that they'd be promised to risk their jobs like that. But the company that brands itself as the responsible AI lab does keep leaving the door open, and that looks a little bit funny. Now every competitor from OpenAI to Cursor has a complete roadmap for how to build a production-grade AI coding agent for free. Call that open source. So we had 2 leaks in 1 week, the full source code, and the model that scares them. The AI safety company's biggest vulnerability this week was the publish button.